Hey, everybody, welcome back once again to the Salt of the Street studio. Welcome back to the show. If you're new here, welcome to Beer Time with Big Bird. This is the show where I drink beer, I talk about it, and I share it with you fine folks. So without any further ado, let's jump into today's beer. All right, everybody. So today, I know I say this pretty much every episode, but we've got ourselves a really, really special beer today. This comes courtesy of our good friend, Sir William Wallace. And this is the Mad Emperor from Crane's Castle Brewing, which is another local Bremerton brewery, kind of a recent new one. Really interesting story behind the brewery. We're not going to do a deep dive into the brewery today because there's a lot to go over, and the story is very, very interesting. And I am yet to get to this brewery in person, and I kind of want to get a chance to get in there and talk to some people and maybe dig up some actual conversation with maybe the owner or maybe the brewer or something like that, which I think it's an owner brewer situation there from the backstory. But shout out Mr. Sir William Wallace, aka Vipe69 on Twitch, for once again furnishing us with a fantastic beer. He's a big fan of dark beers, and this one is no exception. We are diving into the Mad Emperor Imperial Stout, 11.5%. Now, they didn't have anything on the website about it, but when you read the label, it sounds even better than it looks, to be honest. Starting with a base of English flour malt, aka Morris Otter, we included flaked oats for body, crystal caramel malts for sweetness, and 2 dark malts for a roasty flavor and the signature color. After slow and cool fermentation to prevent harsh alcoholic flavors, we added 10 pounds of freshly roasted cacao nibs and 10 Madagascar vanilla beans. A long and cold cellaring allows the flavors to mingle and meld over time, yielding an rich, decadent flavor. Oh, if that doesn't sound good. This is basically going to be like dessert, I have a feeling. So we're looking at an aged Imperial Stout, 11.5%. Look at the cool bottle art, man. Look at that. So just in some of the light reading on the website, it sounds like, and this is, I think, probably why I'm such a huge fanboy of this right now, is it sounds like this young couple, one of them was an engineering student, the other one was a physical therapist student, I believe. The guy started like making beer and stuff at home, had a more and more elaborate setup of things that were going on, and kept having these Oktoberfest parties at their house. And pretty soon, like everybody was asking, like, "Hey, when are you just going to open up a brewery?" And then 2017, they did. And it sounds to me like it was an Oktoberfest Marzen beer that really just pushed forward. And to this day, they have a always on tap, always available Oktoberfest Marzen. And I am so jazzed about that, because if you've been watching this show for any period of time, you probably would have heard me say Oktoberfest is my favorite beer, probably of all time. I think so. So we got ourselves our fancy little stout glass from our friends over at Yeti, which, I can't wait for more of their stuff to come out, because it's always good too. And let's go ahead and pour ourselves a nice little helping here. One of the nice things about these Imperial Stouts, I feel like they're really hard to like screw up the pour on, even though that's half the fun of watching the show, isn't it? As per the usual, do the old sniff test. Really sweet. Oh, you can get all that vanilla in there. A lot of that cocoa too. Oh, this is going to taste probably, I'm going to guess it's going to taste kind of like chocolate cake. Which is interesting, because I just had an Imperial Stout the other day, barrel-aged one, that tasted just like chocolate cake. It was a weird deal. Oh, all right, so here we go. Mr. William Wallace, cheers, my friend. Thank you for the beer. We have a guest dog in the house this week, so fun times. That's stupid good. Oh yeah, full-bodied but smooth. They mentioned on the can they did a lot of cold fermenting and then cold cellaring, and that helps apparently pull some of the more acrid alcoholic flavors that come out, especially in a high test beer like an 11.5%. There is You don't get any acrid on the nose, and you don't get any when you drink it. Oh man, just the chocolate though is so pronounced in this thing. Chocolate, vanilla, kind of biscuity. That must be all that flaked oat they have in there for that. What do they call it? The roasty flavor, which I love that one. What's a roasty flavor? Yeah, there it is right there. As long as two more for a roasty flavor and that signature color. Well, it definitely got the color nailed. I mean, that is black as a pitch black night, man. That's a nice color. Not so much going on the head though. I was really interested in that. Sometimes you get a nice thick dense foam. This one really mild, just really small, chill. But good carbonation content in the bottle, just right out of the bottle like that. Real good carbonation, not too much, not too little. Sometimes the Imperial Stouts like that could be a little flat almost when you taste them. Not this bad boy. Oh man, William Wallace, you outdone yourself again, my sir. Salute to you. Left-handed because, I'm drinking beer. Oh man. Yeah, so sometime very soon, I'm going to be getting myself over to that Crane's Castle Brewing, and we're going to do a full tasting. I want to try to get through as many of their beers as I can in one sitting. We're going to see how that goes. Obviously, I'm going to have a DD for that one because after a couple flights, you ain't driving nowhere. But I'm probably going to come home with just cases upon growlers slung around my shoulder of just full of Oktoberfest beer. Because where else in the world can you get an Oktoberfest beer in May? I mean, I don't know anybody that's doing that right now. That's just around here. It's only a seasonal beer. And so I'm so jazzed that I can just drive to Bremerton, go get me some Oktoberfest right now if I wanted to. But we're not going to do that because we have our nice Mad Emperor. I wonder what the story is behind the name. I feel like if you don't just call a beer what it is and you give it like a special name, like there's another brewery in town, Echoes Brewing, you've probably heard me talk about before. They have one called the Moat, the M-O-A-T, the mother of all triples, and that's a triple Belgian ale, and it's phenomenal. But, that one kind of just makes sense. It's in the name. The Mad Emperor, there's got to be some kind of story behind this one, so I can't wait to ask him about it. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and enjoy this 11.5% beer. Think of my good friend Sir William Wallace and the freedom that he stands for. Oh, wait. It's the wrong William Wallace. Although this William Wallace also likes freedom a great deal. So cheers to you, Will. Cheers to you, everybody. And cheers to everybody else who's drinking beer right now, I guess. Amen. Happy Friday, everybody. Let's start this weekend off proper. Probably with a proper pint. Welcome to the south of the streets, coming at you every week with this food for thought. Hope you